Hello everybody, Bill Platt here. I just wanted to shoot a new video for you, kind of update you on what's available within the Nonfiction Bullets website, which is located at nfbullets.com. And so this, the whole thing, the whole concept behind this website is that we've gone out and we've done the research for you, and we've gathered together in one central location information that you can use, research information that you can use within the context of your books. And honestly, we originally created this for nonfiction authors, and once the fiction authors got into it and started discovering what's there, many of them got really excited about, because it allows them to really build some real depth into their storytelling with accurate information that really adds to the fiction story that they're telling. So I just want to give you a quick run through of what's available in the website, because literally there's so much here and it's hard to do it justice by just talking about it. So here is a page here. Now, the way this thing is structured, I told my researchers to go out and grab 100, a minimum of 100 facts that they could about whatever subject they were researching. Now, the reality is, in some cases we got well over 100, and in some cases we got fewer than 100, but the goal was to get 100 if we could. And so let me run through some of the content that's available here. Now, this is cities in the Bible, and this information is sourced from christiananswers.net, and you will see when you get to this page that there are actually 300 and some, let's see, 329 cities that are mentioned in the Bible. And because it's from the christiananswers.net website, I've linked to each individual city so you can see for yourself the more detailed information about these cities. And let me go ahead and look at a couple of other items here under the Bible. We've got animals that are mentioned in the Bible, also sourced from christiananswers.net. And this one covers 131 different animals. And then we've got men in the Bible, for example. We got men and women in the Bible. And again, from christiananswers.net. And for men, there are 1,185 men named in the Bible. And so let me take a look-see at women, see how big that list is. I know it's a pretty healthy list. And then I'll take you in and show you some of the other areas. And most of the information in this site was not sourced from christiananswers.net, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what was. So let me go ahead and get up here. Big, huge list. Okay. Next time I'll just drag it instead of click through. So, women in the Bible. So, let's see how many women in the Bible we have. And we've got 194 women mentioned by name in the Bible. So, each of these different groups, I've got a large range of information here for stuff that we might like seeing. So, let's take a look at animals. And the best way to navigate the website is this menu bar right here that I'm working with. But with animals, the amphibians, we just have a few interesting facts about different amphibians. And then arachnids, same thing, just a few. However, when we start getting some of these other topics, we've got lots and lots of information. So there's about 30 birds listed. And then on fish, we've got about 20 fish. And then on insects, we've got about 30 of them, or 20 of them it looks like. Mammals is a big one. Let's see, there we go, that's gone now. So we've got over 100 animals listed here. Everything's done in alphabetical order so you can quickly find what it is you want to see. And just to give you some idea of what we're dealing with here, let me go ahead and click to grizzly bears. And we have 32 facts about grizzly bears. And let's take a look at deer. How many facts do we have on deers? Looks like we have 60 on deer. Let's take a look at monkeys. What kind of information we have there. And this one is listed in a different kind of list, but it looks like there's about 60 different facts there. And let's take a look at wombats. What kind of stuff we have here. And again, it was linked wrong when it was set up. It should have been numbered. Let's see, interesting facts about apes. Let's see what we got here. And it's loading up, so bear with me. Okay, so we've got about, it looks like probably 100 on apes. And then let's look at polar bears. And let's see, looks like we got about 30 on polar bears. And elephants, looks like we got double shot here on this page, so I'll fix that. But it looks like we got about 100 different facts on elephants. So let me go back over here to marine mammals. We got about 10 of them there. And invertebrates, we got about 4. And reptiles, we have about 20 items there. And sea creatures, we got about another 12 or so. And then let's go ahead and close out the animals section. And let's go into education. So on this one, this is like for kids, you know. 6 questions enhance your understanding of history, college essay topics. Let's see what we got there. I know a lot of these have a whole lot of stuff. So this one has 100 essay topics. Let's see, then we have science experiments you can do in your kitchen. And let me put you on pause because my cat will not shut up. Yeah, that silly cat, once he starts yapping at me, he won't shut until I lay him out. So on this one, this is from a different website. There's 99 different science experiments you can do in your kitchen, and each one of them links off to the actual source website where you can get a lot more information on each one of these items. Math study and test taking tips. Let's see what we got here. We got about 14 of them there. Tips for learning math. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. We have 100 tips for learning math. And let's see, science experiments you can do with your kids. And again, this links off to a different source with there's 100 of them there. And let's go ahead and get past education. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and get past that one. So let's look at entertainment. We got actors with more than 100 movies, characters in Lord of the Rings, famous Canadians. And this one's kind of interesting. I'm not a big Bieber fan. In fact, I really can't stand him. But this lady here, when I first found this post, she had gathered like 500 trivia things about Justin Bieber. And then by the time I got around to posting this information, she has gathered so far 669 bits of trivia about Justin Bieber. And unless you're writing a book for kids, you probably won't care about that. Food. Okay, so this is a interesting section. Foods for a healthy heart, healthy metabolism, healthy bones, healthy eyes, and then fruits that are available in the fall, spring, summer, and winter, and fruits that are available year-round, healthy study snacks, herbal teas, and their medicinal benefits. And this is kind of in-depth information too. So you get information about the different types of tea, and this is a huge page actually. But each one of them, each tea that you look at, you have the name of the tea here, and then you have the different studies that they've done that denote the value of that particular tea. So, let me see. Go back up here too. Okay, the buckhorn tea, sea buckhorn. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different research reports on this particular tea. And as you see, it just goes on and on and on and on. There's several dozen tea types covered in this, all listed in alphabetical order, and all of them show the various benefits of those teas. Let me go back up to the top here. Let's see what else we got. Herbs and spices A to Z. And so we've got listed 189 different herbs and spices in alphabetical order. And if you're doing like cookbooks and stuff like that, or health books through nutrition, these are the kind of lists that would be important to you. Then we got vegetables, fall, spring, summer, and winter. And common culinary for herbs and spices. Again, let's see how many we got on this list. This would be 40 different items listed. And turmeric is something I actually take daily as a supplement. So, and it's supposed to help with my cardiovascular system. Helps strengthen my blood supply. And let's see, go ahead and close food. Then we've got geography. And we've got countries of the world. Interesting facts about most of the countries in the world, if not all of them. So, as you can see, I think there's 269 countries in the world, and we've got darn near all of them covered in here. And so, let's just grab one. Let's look at Peru. What kind of information we have on Peru. So, we've got a bit of information in here. Quite a lengthy list, actually. And we get to learn a whole lot about the countries that we want to write about. And let me go ahead and get out the countries here. Let's see. So, then the United States, we got broke down all 50 states. And so let's take a look at Oklahoma, which is where I'm from. And this list is actually pretty substantial too. We cover 144 items, I believe. Yeah, 144 items. Interesting bits about Oklahoma. It was the setting for the movie Twister. In fact, I actually met some of the stars of the movie when they were in town shooting. And that was a big go. So, let me go ahead and close United States. Then we got volcanoes around the world, names and locations of like the top 100 volcanoes. Yeah, geography and head to health. So we've got several different items on allergies, and this works great if you're doing like health books or even cookbooks, and maybe it could even apply to your fiction writing. Common food allergies would be a great thing that you could use, like if you're writing a murder mystery. And so we break down the top foods that cause allergic reactions, and then we link off to information about each of them. And then let's see, flowers that cause allergies, and grasses. Grasses and trees are the ones that give me the most grief. I'm actually allergic to milkweed, so when milkweed is firing off, I'm in trouble. And then in the fall, I get whacked with tree allergies. So we cover 81 different trees, and link off to a source where we can get more information about each of those trees. Let's see, let's go back to the list here. So we got autism spectrum disorders, brain power tips, information about cancer, which isn't too in-depth, dealing with chemotherapy, common household poisons. And this would be, again, this is one that would work for, like, we're doing a book on what to protect your children from. So we got 93 different household poisons. And it could also work for, like, a murder mystery or something like that. So let's see, common RX problems that result in emergency room visits. And again, let's see, we have, it's a pretty lengthy list again, it looks like. We've covered, looks like 7 different items. So here's statistics, what kind of errors are most problematic, side effects, over-medication, and medicine-food interactions, and medicine interactions, and then allergies. And my researcher on this is actually a pharmaceutical student, so he's learning pharmacy at school and bringing a lot of the information into the website. Drug classification definitions, and again, we've got several items broke down here for us. And then, let's see, effects of poison on the human body. Now, this is really great if you're doing like murder mysteries and such, or even just the informational guide on poisons and what kind of effects, how to kind of diagnose some of these problems. We do cover 83 different poisons, and ironically, there we go, zinc. I am allergic to zinc. It causes muscle pains, so I don't take zinc at all. And let's get back into the list. We got exercises that people can do, and information about that, and then foods. And here we go, naturally rich in vitamins. So we break this down by the type of vitamin, and then what foods naturally carry those vitamins in them. So let's take a look at calcium. And so we are talking about, let's see, okay, 100 different foods that really help with calcium absorption into the body. And again, this would be great for anybody writing cookbooks or health information. So it looks like there's actually 200 different, let's see, I think it's the same 100 but put in 2 different orders. So yeah, that's what it is. So we got everything by alphabetical order, and then by amount of calcium that you can get into your body through that particular food. And in this case, the food that gives us the most calcium is actually shrimp, and then crab, and basil, and whey acid and thyme. So that kind of gives you an idea there. So let's go ahead and get back and take a look at some of these others. Let's take a look at vitamin D. And let's see, for this one, now there is a warning here. It also covers the problems with ODing on vitamin D. Vitamin D comes naturally when you're out in the sunlight, but so this list is also set up in the same format, which food gives you the most vitamin D, and then in alphabetical order. And we do try to cover which ones will actually, you can take a lot of it and you can't take a lot of it. So vitamin D is definitely one of the items you don't want to take too much of. So prevention and treatment of health problems, we got acid reflux, which my youngest son has, and let's take a look at that. So these are foods that prevent or treat acid reflux. And so we've got And you got to be careful when you word this when you're writing up a thing. Unless you're a doctor, you can't say prevent. So just to be aware of that. But we do have 47 foods listed, and the original source on this said that these prevent and treat, but we have to be careful because we're not licensed doctors. We have to be careful with our wording when we're writing up books on that. So what I was looking for when I had them build this is what types of food could help treat certain conditions. So let's say, let's go to varicose veins and see what we got here. So vitamin C is good for it, fiber, bioflavonoids, blueberries, watercress, avocado, ginger, beets, asparagus, buckwheat. Again, we're getting into stuff that would work well with a cookbook. And let's take a look-see. So let's go ahead and close this one down. And then we've got herbs and supplements. And we got the healthy herbs and supplements. And they're all broke down by individual item. And let's take a look at, let's just say, garlic. Let's take a look at garlic and see the information we got here. And this is what can be used for. So cold sores, athlete's feet, fungal and bacterial vaginal infections. It can aid in the prevention of cancer. Let's see, hypothyroid and several other things. And I know it's also been recommended to me for my health issues, so I won't get into the specifics of that, but it kind of gives you an idea. So then we got human anatomy, memory improvement. So these are all the different bits in the body, 82 different. And then muscle groups in the body, names of bones in the body, plants used in pharmacology. Let's take a look at that. Let's see, so we've got a list of 100 there. And then we've also got the top 200 pharmaceutical drugs. And these are all broke down for you. And it looks like there's about, oh yeah, there's 200 here. There's 200 in the list. So gives you a lot of information about all this and what each one of them treats, etc. So this information is useful to a lot of folks. Let me go ahead and close out of the health section. And then let's look at kids. Activities stimulate the baby's mind. Things you can do with your kids anytime. Things you can do with your kids while traveling. And the whole concept of this website was built on that right there. It was a article I did way back when, I think 2008. But that was the foundation for building this website. This is for Christian, if you're writing a Christian book or whatever, parenting for Christians. So there's some suggestions there as well. And then personal development, we got Christian, then self-improvement tips. Spells and rituals is just a list, and we cover that a little bit more in the religions. Then we got plants, annual flowers that require a little water, trees that require a little water. So let's go ahead and close those two out. And then we go to relationships, and there's a lot of relationship type articles or information pieces, actually research. Then we go to religions, and I've got a ton of information on the Amish. So if you're writing about the Amish or you're writing a Amish romance, these are the kind of things that would really help stimulate your storytelling. Under the paganism, we have a lot of information about magic. And if you're writing paranormal, this is something that will really help you define your paranormal fiction stories. And if you're more into the nonfiction side of it, there's a lot of information here that will kind of help you get to where you want to go with your nonfiction magic information. Then under travel, we got several different countries broke down by regions. And then we got a little bit of trivia, and we got a little bit on vehicles, basically car manufacturers. So, all told, and I'm just guessing, we've been working on this site for 2 years, and I do have one person who still works with me on this site, and at its peak I had 7 researchers working, and right now I just have the one. But we put together information, we add information to the website whenever we get the opportunity to do so. And really, I think, and I'm trying to remember, I think that there are at least 1,000 pages of lists on this website. I'm not sure the exact number, I'm just guessing, but let me say at least 500 pages, but I think there's a lot more than that. But like I said, you can break it down and look. Just by looking at all these different lists, you know that there's at least hundreds of pages on this website. Most lists have 40 to 50, some have 100, some of them have 200 or 300 or 10,000 different items on the list. And one of the interesting areas, let's see, where was it? I'm trying to figure out where I put it. Well, most often returned gifts is interesting, but I'm looking for first and last names. I've got in the website here a list of the top first names, top last names, and top last names. Here we go. So under names, we got boys and girls, and broke down by decade. Then we got surnames in the United States, and so we've got 100,000 surnames in the database, and we've also got, I think, let's see, 10,000 on each decade. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we got 13,000 boy names and 13,000 girl names. Now, it's not going to be a full 13,000 because those are popular names, and Robert is popular in most every year. So that kind of gives you some insight into the website and what kind of information you can find in here. And I hope you found this interesting. I've tried to kind of cover pretty much anything we would want to cover as far as writing books, whether it's nonfiction or fiction books. And with the nonfiction, this gives you the starting point for writing your nonfiction books. And with the fiction authors, there's plenty of information in here to help give you some real depth of knowledge that you can kind of build into your story to make your story even more interesting. So thank you very much for tuning in. This is Bill Platt. Have a great day.